Hi guys, Brad with Monaro Marine, and in this video I'm going to show you the installation of this Zipwake dynamic trim control system on this 25-foot Monaro fiberglass powerboat. This system will replace the original Bennett hydraulic trim tabs, which have already been removed. I'm pretty sure this will be the first Monaro to get the system, so I'm pretty excited to see how it works. First, I'll tell you a little bit about the Zipwake system. It's a fully automatic and active control system. It has built-in GPS, 3D gyro, and 3D accelerometer for a smoother and more efficient ride. This kit comes with a control panel, or you can get the kit without the control panel, and it's controlled by your multifunction device or chart plotter. The noticeable difference between Zipwake and the conventional trim tabs are the devices mounted to the transom that adjust the boat position from the force of the water. Here's the conventional trim tab, which is also mounted on that same boat. So this is the plane or plate, and this is the cylinder, the hydraulic cylinder that moves the plane up and down. This could also be electric. To go from fully down to fully up or vice versa, it takes about 5 seconds. I didn't actually just time it, but from all the times I've used trim tabs, I'm guessing at about 5 seconds. Here's the comparable component from Zipwake. This is called an Interceptor. It mounts in the same place as the other trim tab, but it has a blade that projects straight down up to about 30 millimeters or 1 3/16 of an inch. The standard kit Interceptor is 5 to 10 times faster than this trim tab. We have the Pro kit, which is 5 times faster than the standard kit. It takes only 0.3 seconds to fully extend. Let's see what's in the kit. So first we have the interceptors that I already showed you. So it comes with 2 of these. This is the 450S, so it's 17.7 inches long, which is very similar to the length of this one, which is 18 inches. Next we have this distribution unit. So each interceptor will plug into this, and from there it goes to the control. The last item is the control panel. It mounts on the dash and connects to the distribution unit. It also comes with this instructions here. It's got some nice diagrams, 2 sides. Looks like it's pretty easy to install. So let's get started with the installation. First step to installing the interceptors is to position the templates that they provide onto the boat. So the corner, because we had existing trim tabs, this is where we're putting them. We're starting right at the inside edge of the chine line. Now they want you to put a stick on the bottom at each corner, and then this little plastic tab rests on it. Okay, so that will bring the bottom of the template up a little bit from the bottom of the boat, because we've got a 14-degree angle on the transom, and they have a little diagram there on the template. So next we're going to drill. There's 10 holes to drill, and if you are running the cable inside, like through the transom inside here, then you will drill this hole, but we're not. We're going to run it up because our floor is somewhere in here, so we would be going under the floor, and there's no access there. So that's why we're going to bring it up and through up there. Once I finished drilling the 1/8 holes, I went over it with the 13/64, and I actually checked the depth of the screw, and it's about 7/8. So I marked it with some tape, It doesn't actually say that in the instructions, but you don't want to drill it more than you need to, so that gives you a fairly precise depth of a hole. And then I went over it with this countersink bit just to clear the gel coat all around, because it will chip, and that's also not shown in the instructions. And then once all the holes were drilled, then we cleared out all the excess bottom paint, because we don't want to be mounting it over the bottom paint. There's just 2 screws holding this plate on, so it's off, and that's what it looks like inside. That's your servo that moves the plate up and down. Here's the back side of the top plate, and here you can see how it goes up and down. Okay, that's fully extended, and it's all made out of plastic. So on the back side of this base plate, we need to put sealant in each of the holes and along this bottom lip here. There it is, sealant's all on, ready to put it on. Fasteners are supplied, so I just want to get a couple on here to hold it. And it uses a T30 Torx. That's it, it's on. Now repeat for the other side. Next, I ran the wire up, straight up from where it comes out of the interceptor, and marked as high as I could go, and I put a 3/4 inch hole to run the wire through the transom. Make sure there's nothing on the inside, make sure it's all clear there. You want to be as high as you can above the water line. If that's the water line, then yeah, we're good. And then you push the wire through, and there's a little thing here. This folds over, and the wire will roll over that so it doesn't kink. And then we put this cap in place like so, and we mark the bottom, and from that line we'll put this in place, and it says you want to be about 0.2 inches above that line, so this cap here will go inside this cap a little bit. And then so I cut this down, it was pretty long, and I also put an angle on this so it fits tight against the interceptor. So now I'm ready to put the nut on the other side, tighten it up, not too tight. I think it said 10 Newton meters. You can check those instructions. And then we drill the holes for these 4, put that in. That's a 9/64 holes. Screws are provided. And then you do this cap. And that's the same size screws as that go into the interceptors here. And put it all on with sealant, and then that's done. Alright, that's it. That's done. Remove excess sealant from around the interceptor. We use this scraper made out of plexiglass. Now install the cover using the provided fasteners. That's it. Inside the transom, I mounted the control unit. Now this first cable, that's your power, so your fuse power and your ground get connected there. And then next is this your P1, that's your port interceptor, and S1 over there is your starboard interceptor. Now if you just have the two interceptors, it's important to just use P1 and S1. And then the last one is the connection to the control at the dash. That's the I bus out. So that cable goes up forward. First thing I did was set up the boat data. So you enter the boat length, beam, and weight. Now I want to do an interceptor check. Right there. Hit select. And we can start it. So it's doing a full stroke of port and starboard interceptor. And there we go, everything is working. You want it all in the green, so they're all in the green, and that's it there. Now we manually check that the interceptors are moving. So we take the wheel and we can go clockwise till it hits 100%. So now the port interceptor should be fully out. And yes, it is. This is it here. I think that's about 30 millimeters. That concludes our pre-launch check. Now it's time to put in the water and do sea trial. We're at the boat ramp. Time for sea trial.
So make you go in a balanced turn. You won't bank like you do without them.
Oh, I see. Oh, look at that. Look.
Yeah, tones down quite a bit.
So here's, I'll go back. Oh, there. Okay. No, I got the bow up a bit too high.
Just got back to the dock, like super successful sea trial with this Zipwake. Made a big difference. That's it, thanks.